Welcome to the comedy recycling theory, and the very brief segment I will try to discuss at this particular instance is that there's no possible wormholes with the comedy recycling theory. Now, the big reason for that is that the comedy recycling theory does not allow any black holes ever to collapse into a singularity, which means that within every black hole, within every comedy recycling theory black hole, we have both a neutral zone, which will fill up to the outer Schwarzschild radius, or the outermost region, the outermost portion of the black hole. And then in the central part of every black hole, we have an exactly critical area called the active zone. Now, that area should be online by the time this segment makes it online. That should be edited and online. But what I would like to cover is that for that reason alone, that the comedy recycling theory says that since there are no singularities and no singularities, there should be no bridging between singularities, like on a space-to-space shortcut, which would be what a wormhole would possibly do for us. So the comedy recycling theory does not expect there will be any possibility of any type of a wormhole or any type of a subspace bridge. Now, that's not necessarily something to be too sad about, because the comedy recycling theory does believe that faster than the speed of light is much more likely from a comedy recycling theory point of view, as much because to matter within the neutral zone, which is essentially time frozen, the way it behaves, although it can't do anything with the information while it's in this state, that to matter within the neutral zone, everything in the actual universe, which is what we experience, will be quote-unquote faster than the speed of light, or seem like faster than the speed of light interaction to everything, all the matter trapped within the neutral zone. Now, the interesting theoretical implication of that is, once nature can do something once, that the likelihood that something like that can be used again, or that the same kind of trick can be like, pulling a rabbit out of a hat. Once you know how to do it, you can do that same trick over and over again, or you can do that same trick again, is at least much more likely. So that the comedy recycling theory says it's much more likely that faster than the speed of light travel will eventually, that some trick will be found that we can exploit to do that. Now, another very interesting thing about the comedy recycling theory point of view for faster than the speed of light travel is you will never get there before you start. You will always take a certain amount of time, but it's just the time you take to get from point A to point B will take less than it would if you were traveling at the speed of light. But regardless how fast you travel, how much faster than the speed of light you go, you will never go backwards in time. You will never get there before you start, time-wise. So that's an interesting implication from the comedy recycling theory. That's one of these, a very brief segment on both wormholes and faster than the speed of light travel. Goodbye.